I should really stop flying around this world. I keep like finding things I need to fix and it's really not good. This is not going well. So I guess today is cleanup day. Anyway, let's clean up the mailbox by reading this comment from Look It's Griffin. And let's see what they said. What if you put an end crystal as the star? Maybe a bit dangerous, but you gotta live on the edge. Great video. Thanks so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the last video. It was a lot of fun to make. That's actually not a bad idea. Let's try that quick. Where are the end crystals? Oh, it's right there. All right, so we're gonna get rid of the star temporarily just to see what's gonna happen. And I'm also gonna grab that leaf because what you have to do is you do that as a coal block. Anyway, all right, let's actually use an obsidian block. We'll place that. Let's turn on hitboxes so I don't accidentally explode this because I know I will. I am incredibly uncomfortable. Please don't explode. And then we place that back. And that's the star. That's actually kind of nice. Let's see how that looks. So it's facing both directions. I actually kind of like that. I'm gonna go with that. Very nice suggestion. All right, let's add you to the library. Nope, okay. Episode 14, Look It's Griffin, your name is forever in the library. If you, yes, you, right there, yeah, I'm talking to you. If you want to be in the library, just like all these 14 lovely people, all the way back down from episode 1, feel free to leave a comment on today's video and you might get put in. All right, before we get into some of the finer details, I'd like to just clean up a bulk majority of a lot of things. So I have an entire list open on my second monitor, things that have just been bothering me. So let's fix some stuff. Smooth transition, smooth transition. Hey Flo, how are you? Hope you're good. A couple episodes back, we redesigned Flo's apartment. And when I say redesigned, I mean we turned it from nothing into something. It's just a fantastic building. The only issue I'm seeing is whatever's happening up here. Who designed this? I don't think it was me. Let's take a quick moment to redesign. All right, a fresh start. So we just gotta find some cool and interesting stuff to put up here. And I figured since this is a flower shop, it probably wouldn't hurt to put some flowers up here. You know, I think that would kind of make sense. So I swapped this all out for grass and I've just been putting a little bit of like, what are these, coarse dirt blocks around the path, sort of add some detail to it. And I think I'll also throw in, what are these? Where are they? These stripped oak wood blocks, because they kind of match the themality. It's not a word. The theme of the path, that sort of style, you know? So let's do that. And that kind of looks nice. I like that. There's also this new block called Rooted Dirt, which looks really cool. I wouldn't say new because it's 1.18. So not exactly new, but it still looks nice. I wonder how that would fit in. Oh, that fits with the path too. I like that a lot. So now we could build some nice little custom trees is what I was thinking. So maybe oak fences. This sounds really weird, but trust me on it, okay? And then we do something like that. And then what we do is we take oak leaves and we just bippity boppity boo them. Never thought I'd say that unironically. Around into like a tree shape, just covering up most of the oak fences, and even some get left out. Looks nice. And that's our like little oak tree thing. Yeah, look at that. So then we just make one right next to it. And there we go, a second tree. Look how nice this looks. This is a much nicer area up top. So now that we've got these trees, we can start throwing in a little more garden-y things. I think throwing in some moss blocks around here could break up the monotony of the grass as well. And this makes me really wish we had some more mossy type blocks, because then I could make some mossy wood, and I think that would look fantastic. But like around those mossy blocks would be where we'd put the leaves, just so it has some purpose, you know? So another cool trick I've used before is taking a moss block and putting it on top of an azalea. It really looks like an extended azalea as opposed to the leaves, which really don't. So that's like a taller azalea bush, you know? It's kind of cool. So I think being a little more tasteful with it really helps, not spamming everything everywhere. Yeah, that definitely made a difference. And now we have a little bit more room for actual flowers. I think a bench somewhere. This is like we can think a relaxation zone for Flo after a long work day. So if we do something like that, oh, that's nice. I like that. Another cool thing we could do, because I have the vanilla tweaks texture pack, is I could do this, put a string over it, and grow into it. Just every so often, like one there, the taller tree. taller sapling anyway. So I'll throw some grass up here around the place just to make sure everything is sort of cohesive. I think that's nice. I think that's very nice. I was gonna add a fence, wasn't I? I think that really completes the look. So we can just throw on some lanterns every so often. Add to the effect. Hang one from the tree there. I think that's nice. That looks much better. That is much more noticeable from the ground, and I think it sort of communicates the idea of like the greenery I love to include in my build, as you can very, very plainly see. I mean, there's a whole thing happening over here with the retaining wall, and it looks nice. That looks more natural, and that looks much better than what we had previously. So I think that is a good improvement. Speaking of retaining walls, what's happening here? So this sort of area cuts up against the path just like it did over here. And I think it would be a little bit better to throw in, I guess, another retaining wall. And I really like the look of these anyway. So we throw in like the wall there-ish, right? Is that where we go? Yeah. Something like this, and we can just keep the dirt back. Make some stuff look a little more steep. So we'll make this a little steeper too. All right, there is our retaining wall. This makes this area look a little more finished, I think. I wonder though, what if we take these and just run them along the ground right there? See, that's kind of nice, isn't it? All right, that's another thing checked off my checklist. Now, tell me something. What do you notice when I'm looking at this area right here next to the amphitheater? It's pretty nice, right? But what's the first thing you notice? Is it the amphitheater? Probably. Is it the villagers? I don't even know how these villagers got here. Hello? Maybe there's a show going on. Huh. Anyway, what I'm talking about is this massive gaping hole that you can just see everything underneath, because this land was once not flat. The land wasn't even here, it just went all the way under there, so I have to terraform this down. And I think this will fit perfectly in a time lapse. Let's go. Alright, so that was very productive, and I think this looks much nicer than what we had before. I sort of did an overhang, which I don't really usually do. I'm not sure about this area either. Some of these vines going up, but the azalea leaves match perfectly with the texture of the mossy cobble. So I think this is just perfect. It works. I did throw some glow lichen around just to sort of not really light it up, but added some more breakages of texture. And yeah, that overhang kind of looks nice, and it makes it a little more atmospheric around here. That's another thing off the list. Also, before we move on to our next thing on our cleanup checklist, I just wanted to tell you all that I did finally come up with a name for the town. Now, where to place the sign? Aha. Red. No, I'm not promoting a Taylor Swift album, don't worry about it. Welcome to Redville. Only a few of you will actually get that reference, but I think it's pretty cool. So this amazing town is Redville. This is so hard to park this boat. I got it. That's good enough. So this is the little sign I made. It does definitely look like I'm promoting a Taylor Swift album, but that's not the point. So I just sort of made this sign. We got some 3x3 block letters, which are really cool. And we've just decorated it with some red flowers, some bamboo. I like to throw in bamboo and some of these double high saplings. And really that's about it. And that sort of completes this little section of town almost completely. I think really all I need to do is this little area and then these in-betweens, and this entire area will be finished, which is crazy. All right, time for another cliffside. So I made this one over here and I think it's beautiful. And now there's this little floating area over next to this pond. And yeah, let's just put some grass around it, turn it into a little cliffside edge, and I think we'll call it done. All right, so this is a much more rocky sort of overhang area, cliffside, because there's not really like anywhere to put any greenery besides up top. And what I could always do is have some like hanging vines. That could look kind of cool. And if we get like some actual like Minecraft vines going. So I was thinking something like this, and then they hang down a little bit. Yeah, you sort of get some overhanging vines, you know? That could kind of look cool, I think. So maybe I'll do some of that. All right, so that's sort of what I was thinking for this area. I think that looks very, very nice. I probably should fix some of these jagged lines too and have the jungle sort of creep back in, because I don't really know what else to do with a lot of this empty space. So jungle creeping back in, maybe through here, we'll see. I think this calls for another third-person replay by time lapse. Woo! I don't know what that noise was. Anyway, I've been working on this for a little over half an hour, just trying to get the jungle to come back, and I'm doing this all by hand because I'm a fool. It's something. It's coming along. The jungle looks a lot more natural now, and it sort of encompasses the area more or less. Still got to do this section, and still got to do this section over here, and other than that, I believe that covers all of our basis stuffs. So I think a good way to show you what's going to happen with this area when I'm finished is to really get down on the ground and, what is happening? Oh no, why am I falling? No. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Where are we? Oh no.